And bringing up this age difference piece, I'd kind of like to ask Ms. Wicks, although you're a juvenile prosecutor, we certainly see a problem when people are a senior in high school, perhaps, and they're 18, much before the other people in high school, and or they turn 19, and how does that relate to these problems that we're talking about for juveniles? Is there something that the students watching especially should be aware of?
I think it's very common that many high school seniors will become 18 years of age during their senior year. And because they have been in fairly controlled environments, either at school or subject to the direction of their parents, they sometimes don't think about the fact that they are now legally an adult and that a different set of rules can apply to them. So although I only prosecute in the juvenile arena, there certainly are instances where we have 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old youth who are associating with each other, and I don't think it's always clear to those youth who are 18 that they really do need to operate under a different set of rules than their 16 and 17-year-old counterparts. So that is something that the young adults and teens should be aware of in the state of Nevada as well as the other states, because there are a different set of rules once you turn 18.
And are you seeing a lot of prosecutions for sexting in Washoe County? In the juvenile division of our district attorney's office, we have received very few cases referred to us for this type of behavior. And there was a student, I believe, in Las Vegas that asked a question, or maybe it was from Elko, about, you know, does it help the teens that are involved in this type of behavior? From a common sense point of view, certainly as a juvenile prosecutor, I do take a look at who are all of the people involved in this behavior and kind of what are the practical ramifications of this type of behavior. We do have a couple of cases in our office that are being reviewed right now, but we have not seen, and it's probably less than 10 cases that have been referred to our office in the last couple of years relating to this type of behavior. And we do look at all the circumstances prior to making any decisions about whether or not we should file charges.
Judge Steinheimer, I have a comment here from Justice James Hardesty, if I may interrupt for a moment. Justice Hardesty.
Justice Seda, the panel members have speculated, following up on the comment by Ms. Wicks a moment ago, about the level of this problem in our schools in Nevada. I wonder if the moderators would ask the students whether the students believe that this is a problem, both cyberbullying and sexting, in the schools of Nevada, in your opinion, from the way the panel members have described it under our laws.
And let me make one technical announcement. A moment ago, I'm told that we lost our Twitter feed, so I'm going to toss that question to each of the venues individually. May I ask, please, Judge Puccinelli, would you have your students respond to Justice Hardesty's question first? Judge Puccinelli.
We just had a student that had a question. I didn't know about what we're doing here.
Here, let's go ahead and we'll take your student's question, and then we'll come back to the general question, which we're going to ask any students who are present or listening, whether or not they perceive sexting and cyberbullying to be a problem. Before we get to that question, however, let's let your student ask a question. Please proceed, sir.
You want to answer it?
I want to ask a question.
You want to ask a question?
Okay,
all right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
My name is Ryan Hatch. I'm from Spring Creek High School. My question is, what happens to the people who aren't necessarily involved in the sexting at all but get the message? Do they have any consequences?
Now, will your panel respond, Judge Puccinelli?
Yeah, I think if, well, I think if you got it and you didn't solicit it and you deleted it right away, I'm not certain that you'd suffer any liability. If you kept it and forwarded it to your buddies, I think you got a problem. At least that's kind of how I would approach it. If your girlfriend sent you a picture and you didn't know anything about it, didn't ask for it, and you deleted it right away, I think you're okay. At least that's how I would answer it. Anyway, I got you up here. Is there any problem with sexting and cyberbullying as far as you're concerned? And I'll get somebody up from Elko High School to talk about it. Anybody you want to talk about that?
A problem with it? I think it's a big problem. We're not even supposed to be having sexual activities yet. I just don't like it. I think it's a big issue.
Okay. Anybody from Elko High School want to talk about it?
Anybody?
Come on.
Come on up.
While they're coming up, let's take a question from Las Vegas. We have several students here in Las Vegas. We'll alternate back between the two sites where we have high school students, just so you understand what we're doing. Sir, your name?
My name is Reed McGinley Semple, and I'm a student at Green Valley High School. And just on the comment about how it reflects or how it really treats us with cyberbullying and sexting, personally, being in like an IB student and with being heavily involved in debate, I haven't experienced it at all at my school, so I can't really claim whether it's being exaggerated by the legislation, because I don't deny there probably are some spots where it is prevalent, but coming from our school, there's not a big problem, at least that we've been shown to.
And I'd agree, just because I'm dealing with discipline at the school. It's not the biggest issue that we deal with. It's come up on very few occasions, and even talking amongst administrators at other schools. I think it is but I don't want to say we're ignoring it, because it could be something that suddenly blows up, and we don't want to be behind the issue.
Do we have a question from Elko? Ready to go? Judge Puccinelli? Comment, response to the question?
Okay, we do have a question. Okay. Hi, I'm from Spring Creek High School. My name is Stacy Kerr, and I have a question about sexting over state lines, because students do not always just talk to people in their own state.
Andy, that's your panel. Judge Puccinelli, that's your panel.
Obviously, there's a variety of different laws that are invoked when we have the transmission of those types of images over state lines or to people in other states. So you're possibly invoking not only state liability for something like that, but possibly federal criminal liability if those images are being transmitted to persons in other states as well.
Anybody else want to weigh in on that? I've got another question.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that you don't even have to be sending it to someone out of state. Because of the transmission of these, it could be bouncing off of a tower in some other state and coming back to this state. There's been prosecutions in the federal system just based upon just that event occurring. The mere bouncing off from, even though they were in the same town with one another, the communication went to another state because of the way it bounces off a tower, and it comes back into the state, and that constitutes enough jurisdiction for the federal government to prosecute in the federal system, and you don't want to be in the federal system.
I believe we have another question from Las Vegas. State your name, please.
Spencer Norman from Green Valley High School. When it comes to how prevalent sexting and cyberbullying is, I have a wide-ranging group of friends. I've noticed in my IB and AP friends that never really comes up at all. Like, it's not really discussed. It's not that prevalent. And with my non-honors friends, it's talked about, but it's not that much prevalent with them either. But it does come up more with the non-honors students that I associate with. So,
thank you.